Hello everyone, welcome to the new video. So I was getting many comments regarding like how we'll explain the project in an interview. So I have decided to each day I'll explain all the steps. So first step is provisioning the infrastructure in any organization. When we are deploying any application, first we have to start with provisioning the infrastructure, then SCM tool, fetching the source code from SCM, then creating a CI/CD pipeline, and then deploying an application, then enabling security monitoring, logging. So today we'll discuss provisioning the infrastructure. So yeah, let's go. Folks, today we will discuss the actual project, like how we actually do the deployment in any organization. So I will pick up one step every day. So first step is provisioning the EKS cluster. So basically, when we are deploying any application using CI/CD pipeline, the first step is provisioning the cluster on which we'll deploy. Okay, so but uh, we can do it. There are two ways to do it. First of all, using IAC tool, infrastructure as a code, like Terraform, or you can use cloud formation too and anything, or you can do it manually too. So first step in deploying the application is provisioning the infrastructure. Second step is SCM, fetching the source code from HCM, then creating a pipeline, and then doing the deployment, then setting up the security and all. So today I will discuss the provisioning of infrastructure using Terraform. Because what happens when you tell this in an interview, they will ask you, like, if you have worked with Terraform, then can you please write the Terraform script? They will not give much focus on the keys that you are using or everything, but yeah, they will judge that how how good are you in writing the Terraform script. Will you be able to, like, remember all the components that are used while provisioning the infrastructure as a code. So in my interviews, they interviews have asked me to write the Terraform script. So I would I would like to tell you that you should practice little bit. Like, first there will be a provider block, then resource block, then how to write the output block, then how to access the output from outside, how to keep the client secret, any sensitive data, how we should keep it, and what all will be the these all things. If you just focus that when you do manually, what all fields are required, you have to replicate while writing a Terraform script. Okay, so yeah, let's go. So, and also I'll cover like what basically the questions were asked to me and what they asked to me to write when I was writing the Terraform script during my interviews. So first of all, there will be a provider block, and I am using AWS. So first is yeah, so yeah, 1 second. So first is the provider block, where we are using AWS, and then the region. Then while when you want to connect with any AWS portal, you have to give the client secret and ID. Okay, but the thing here is that to show that you have kept in mind the security also, you cannot expose the client secret and ID, like that in script. So what you can say that you have kept those secrets in the AWS secret manager. And in Terraform, when the data is already created there in the portal, then how we can use that data in a Terraform script using data block. So we have to give data block AWS secret manager secret, and we have to give the value, where we have to give the credential. the secret credential where we are keeping it. Okay. Similarly, we have to give the secret ID over here, and then we can access key using data dot aws secret manager dot aws secret, and then we can give it as a secret string that what secret we have to use. So this is basically how you will tell in your interview. Then the second thing that we have to create is our VPC, because we will create a virtual private cloud in which we'll create all this cluster and all. So in virtual private cloud, so there is a resource block, then what resource are you going to provision, and then the name. So, in while creating VPC, you have to give the CIDR block. So basically, the CIDR block you can give, and then the tags you can give. Then enable DNS support. So this is optional. They will not see that much, but you should know that while provisioning the VPC, CIDR block has is given. Then we have to configure the subnet, and you can tell that you create two subnets, two private subnet, two public subnets like this, and that can be created using we can create same type of configuration using the for like count loop. Count you can use, and you can keep the variables in variable.tf. So in this way, when you will be explaining, they will come to know that yes, you have actually worked. So in subnet, you have to give the VPC ID, because subnet will be created inside the VPC, and inside the availability zone. So you have to give the availability zone. Then you have to attach the because this will tell in this script we are giving the VPC ID. It means that subnet has to be created inside that VPC, and how we are accessing that VPC ID, that we have to give like aws-vpc dot eks-vpc dot id. So this we should know how to access the VPC ID. That then we have to create a security group, and that this security groups has to be attached to the cluster. So in this way, in security group, we have to give the egress and ingress, incoming and outgoing traffic, and then the cluster has to be created in which we have to give our whole ARN. This is the specific Amazon resource name that we have to give for all the all the resources that we are provisioning, and then we have to create it we have to give the subnet ID and the security group ID. Correct. Then we are creating the nodes in which, and we have to assign specific roles to the EKS cluster, like the cluster policy, service policy. Then to the worker nodes, we have to attach like container registry, worker node policy. So that we have to keep in mind. So basically they can ask that how are you assigning the role, what is like how are you giving it. So this you should remember. I'm not telling you to but like just mug up all the things, just just basic things, like you should not know each and everything like I am role, then what you how to do it, but at least that you can copy also, they also know, but at least you should know the gist, like yeah, we create the I am role, then how we are assuming the role, how we are giving the role, then the attachment also, because we have to attach those policy to the cluster. So attaching the role, what we are creating, and that's it. Then we are creating the node groups where we are giving the max min size. The most important thing is also the output block. So how are you taking out the output? So output, this you should know, cluster endpoint. And then there was a question like how you will access this output. So if it has to be accessed inside the resource block, which is in that main.tf file only, then you can get output.cluster endpoint, this output.cluster endpoint. But if you have to display all the output in Terraform while as a command, then you can give Terraform output, so it will display all the output that you have mentioned in your Terraform configuration. If you have to give specific, you have to take out, so you have to give the name over here. So, it will come to know that, okay, you want to access the output of this specific, output, which is mentioned in the Terraform configuration. So, this is also one important thing that they can ask. They usually ask in when they ask you about the Terraform, that how you will write the output, how you will access it. And the third important thing that they can ask is, when you are creating the cluster, what all IAM roles you are attaching. So you should know the names, like we are attaching on worker node, we are attaching EKS worker node policy, then EC2, because we have to fetch the images from container registry, CNI policy, S3 read only, because we have to access this. These worker nodes have to access S3 bucket, then contain registry, ECR, then this container network interface, networking policy. Okay, and so you should remember these IAM rules, because this is something which is fixed and have to use it everywhere. And the most important thing is, when you tell that the sensitive data you will be keeping and how you will be accessing it, that only will impress them. I will give all this in description link so that you can access it from there. So first step while defining or explaining a new project is, provisioning the infrastructure. So that I've explained. I hope it is helpful for you. And again, now on, all the videos that I'll do is explaining the project. So next step will be, how we will create the uh, how we should create the repository, and how what will be the branching strategy, how we will keep the source code and fetch, how we'll configure the GitHub webhook, and we have to fetch the code from there. So, yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope it's helpful.
So that's all for today's video. I hope it's helpful. Let me know your views in comment section. So yeah, bye. Take care.